Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU, the mighty mix spammer, and the music queued up just in time because it is an epic adventure we're going through. Last time when we left off, not only we killed the pilgrims, yes, they ran, they are devils, but they had nowhere to run this time, and we murdered them mercilessly, but also we managed to recover, we managed to take Matrix back from the hands of those filthy Sheridan bastards, and now there's literally nothing going to stop us. There's nothing worthy of our mighty feats, but we are very generous tyrants, and we are willing to share with our weapons with the rest of the galaxy. Now our friend Honeyface is there, he is anxious for a battle, so how about we start with a battle before I give you a quick overview of my current state of the Empire. Now, as you can see, I decided to move my heroes around, so I replaced the hero I had in this fleet, which is this hero, with the other hero, the other one with more skills. Reason being, I need this hero because of his harvester skill. Why? I'm going to explain in a moment, but first of all, let's have a battle, shall we? We can choose who are we going to attack first, but Sheridan only have a single ship over here, while Amoeba have a reasonably sized fleet. So it's Amoeba that I'm going to kill first. Back there? You're not going to back there me, I'm going to back there you. I have no idea what this means, but I feel so pumped and ready for action that it doesn't really matter now, does it? I hope the enemy is not going to escape because I want some battle. Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to rock. Absolutely and 100% ready to kill. Now then. Right, what was I supposed to talk about? I'm not too sure, to be quite honest, but let's just enjoy the fight as it is, shall we? Because it's a rather pleasant experience whenever I see something blow up in the sky in a hail of smoke and fiery death. That's right, that's my element, as simple as that. Let's start with Dust Barrier to mitigate the damage we might take, and then repair any damage we may have taken regardless with non-repair systems. I think it's a fairly decent idea for battle cards. The enemy went for Camouflage, a fairly sound idea considering they have loads of flak defense. And is it just me, or is the sound a little bit too loud? I might lower it just a tad. Right, now it should be much better, at least for me, so that I do not go deaf. And my missiles are about to hit it. It's going to be wonderful and splendid, and I hope I will do a lot of damage. Oh yes, baby! Ho ho ho! This is what I thrive to see, and I don't think this sentence made much sense, but whatever. I think it's actually our home planet, because it's a jungle and we are fighting over Matrix, so yeah. We destroyed a couple of amoebas right on top of our homes. Isn't this wonderful? Now, oh, Sheridan, you are up to attack us. How nice of you. Now, he's probably going to run away, but since he took the effort and actually attacked us himself, I might as well, you know, fight him. Oh yes. Some fiery death and anguish and turmoil and perishment. That's not a real word, but I don't care. Perishment? Well, it sounds kind of natural, like nourishment, except not. Anyway, why am I so excited? Actually, I know I'm so excited. Just moments ago, oh, the enemy is going to run away. As I feared, I will not be able to fire because, yeah, it's longer in phase. And even though missiles are most effective at this range, it takes a while for them to reach the enemy ships, so they never fire if they are going to escape because they'll dodge the missiles anyway. So, the reason why I'm so pumped and excited this time around, I mean, I'm always very enthusiastic, we all know that. But this time I'm more so than usual. Why, you may ask? Well, I'll be happy to answer you. So today I woke up with a serious headache, and I do mean a serious headache. It was incredibly annoying, and I could barely bear to, you know, withstand the horribleness of this headache. I think I'll go for Tinkerer because it's a good idea. Anyway, so what I did is, after I ate my breakfast, I decided to listen to Sonia Shide. Because this is pretty much the only instance when listening to loud music actually helps with a headache. And that's when you listen to Sonia Shide, aka Gas Generation. It might not work for you, but I'm deeply in love with this band, so you know, it will always work for me. And that's exactly what happened. Now, not only I no longer have a headache, but also I'm very excited, which is a wonderful combination if you ask me. Now, what those battles gave us is loads of dust. We had 130 or something dust, now we have 384. Which is important because, as you can see, we are losing a ton of dust, even after I changed into industry to dust conversion on 3 of my systems. Now, off camera, I noticed that the only way for me to not lose any dust is by going into industry to dust conversion on all of my systems and increasing the tax rate by 5%. Problem is, then I would actually make all of my systems except dust cells go unhappy, which is bad because it lowers their production of everything except dust by a lot, so I didn't want this actually. I can survive the loss of 52 dust per turn for a while now, so I decided to make some of my, systems go back into their usual schedules by changing the exportations into, for example, a temporal finance, or when talking about bigger systems, I also changed it into alien grafting because I need to replace the population there. I'm mostly talking about Grilba because I just moved 8 points of population out of the system. 8. Now that is a lot. By the way, will I not get more food production if I move this population mark over here? No, apparently I will not. Oh well, it was worth to check that, wasn't it? So anyway, I do have my repopulation fleet that I will send, and I plan to capture Alioth because it is wow system. I mean, just look at that, it's incredible. I also plan to capture Zain. It is a 5-planet system, and it will do me good when actually trying to get some extra science, and I do need some extra science. Also, it is pretty much beastly in terms of production, industry production as well, so it's a decent system to have, especially when changing industry into science. And is this all? Well, actually, I think I also plan to capture Hideo, although it's not that amazing of a system. Lahat isn't either. I mean, capturing those 2 systems would, provide me protection from pirates over here, which could be useful, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I think I would actually rather have a fleet guarding those distant systems than actually colonize everything I have, because at this point in time, the overexpansion disapproval, or just expansion disapproval, is extraordinarily high, and the nearest tech for me to get rid of this disapproval is right over here. It's not that far away, but it's not something that I want to rush right now. What I need now is optimized logistics, definitely, and then symbiotic satellites to make good use of my ships and fleets, because as you can see, it boosts your fids depending from the amount of ships you have orbiting a certain star system, which would be extraordinarily useful, especially on Matrix, which is not only my border system, but also my capital system. So that would be great. So this is what I'm going to rush in terms of tech. And after that, only I will consider going for orbital consoling. This will take a while, so I will not allow myself to capture more than 2 systems in the near future, and this will be Alioth and Zain. The rest, I guess, will have to do. Now, I can play scouts on Lahat and Hideo to prevent pirates from spawning there. But do I really want to do that? Because I could just keep a hero in this area and keep killing those pirates for experience and maybe dust if I get the right trait. I mean, ability. Then again, I already left those 3 systems for this sole purpose, and I also have this entire star belt to fulfill the same purpose again. So I think I'll just create 2 scout ships, place them over here and Lahat, just to make sure that they are, that no pirates spawn there. I think it's a sound idea. Speaking of scout ships, what I need to do, or rather want to do rather than need to, is retrofit my ships. Now, remember this role-playing thing I went with when I started the game? One of those rules I insisted on keeping with, was the rule that I should always, at all times, have weapon modules of all weapons at all times. Which means I would always have kinetics, beams, and missiles. Now, I had to abandon this role-playing idea, because otherwise I would probably die. But I think it's about time we go back into our role-playing procedure. We are back to our Illuminant lore, to our Illuminant mind and whatnot. I'm trying to sound epic, but I cannot. So how about we retrofit thermal ships, because we again have access to titanium, and yeah, let's make those ships awesome. Actually, right now I do not need to make any more ships, so I did not need to retrofit them. It would be a wasted opportunity. Or rather, wasted time, not opportunity. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I think you understand what I mean. Now, let's finish the movement of all my ships. You just say, God, Dacelos, I need the system to stay alive and stay safe. Now, I do have two fleets over here. I could merge them, but I think that Beta itself is way more than enough to actually take out any pirate fleet that I will have to deal with. So what I'm going to do is set Epsilon fleet first. Actually, no, I'm not. For Epsilon, I will send the Beta fleet first, and it will make a sweeping run, trying to kill the biggest fleets of pirates I encounter on my way to Elioth. Now, behind this fleet, there will be Epsilon fleet and let's see its name, and Zeta fleet. Now, Epsilon fleet will be used to protect the Zeta fleet, which is basically defenseless. I think they have no defenses of any description. They just have engines, or maybe they do not even have that. I don't remember, to be quite honest. So anyway, what I'm going to do is just make a double swooping run for pirates, making sure that my colonization ships have always a room to safely, land at. Otherwise, I might, just miss a couple of pirates, and then this would be horrible and very much so annoying. Now, I believe everything is set for this turn. Outpost is about to be attacked, and there's little I can do about it, unfortunately. I could make some ships over there. I could, couldn't I? Yeah, let's retrofit some ships then. I still have some money that I can use to speed produce some ships. So I could, provide pirates with a little bit of a challenge. So let us completely revoke all the things on this ship and design it from scratch. Why? Because I like designing ships. I'm not gonna lie, it's an enjoyable experience. I need intelligent tools, and I will also need loads of armor, because this is what cruisers support the most. It costs you less tonnage to install armor, and now I kinda want to survive the enemy's weapons while also being able to destroy the pirates. In fact, I do not even care about killing those pirates that are about to invade my guard post system. What is more important for me right now is just making sure they cannot start invading it. So in theory, I could just go for a ship with reflective armor only, and then it would have, wow, so much health. But no, I will install some weapon modules on this ship. I will leave 30 reflective armor on it, so I still have almost 4,000 HP, which is an incredible amount. But I will also install some weapons. I hate torpedoes. If I have to focus on one weapon more than the other, then I'll focus on beams because they are more fun. And I still have enough tonnage to install one more reflective armor. Look at this beast. It is almost impossible to take this ship down. Sadly, it is almost impossible to take anything that the enemy has done with this ship because it has barely any weapons. I can sacrifice a little bit more HP just to get my extra missiles. And now I can also install this reactive hulls. Not nearly as effective, but they are still fairly effective at what they do. And yeah, my tonnage is actually overfueled, if that's possible. Well, it is possible, we discovered this a long time ago. But yeah, this ship actually, it cannot really pack a punch. It is more like the opposite of a glass cannon. It can take a hell of a beating. It's a tank, basically. It can take a hell of a beating, but it cannot really destroy the enemy ships very effectively. However, pirates do not use defense modules, so I'll still be able to inflict some damage upon them, while basically taking no damage from them. I mean, I will take damage, but it will be nothing compared to my armor and my capability of repairing the damage I take. Now, sadly, this ship costs a lot of industry, and I can only create one by using the industry I have on guard post. That's less than ideal, because I have actually no money to speed produce the other thermal ship. Oh well, I guess we'll see how long it can survive. Not for long, I can tell you that, especially if the enemy is going for missiles. If he is, then I'll just escape, quite frankly, because I will have no chance of surviving this assault. Oh well, it's going to be funny watching my ship die, and that sounded wrong. But you know what I mean, Anyway, I think we are ready to end the turn finally. It took a while, almost 15 minutes of a single turn, it's incredible. By the way, I wanted to thank all of you, my loyal viewers, who are still sticking with my horrible videos, because a long time ago, actually, by which I mean like 2 weeks ago, I noticed that I breached the... Oh, come on, they started besieging system before I did anything. That was bad by me. real bad by me. Normally I would reload, but I'm not this lame, unfortunately. So anyway, wow, the enemy really is trying to attack me. So I guess my viewers, I'll thank you later. There are some more important matters to attend to, and one of them is, wow, dreadnoughts. Alright, loads of beams and kinetics. We'll see how well my ships do against this threat. I am excited. We're killing up against the wall, this century's biggest and boldest show. We're killing, we're on the right track. We are still on top, guys. Yeah, that was a little bit of translated version of T.O.P, a song by Gas Generation. It's from the Japanese album. But anyway, what country what count I'm going to start? I think Dasbury is the best thing I can imagine, and I will see how much damage I can actually deal with those ships and that barrier. Perhaps I should switch into that strategy, but I think I'll be able to wreck the enemy's defenses regardless, although they have huge amounts of flak. So this could go either way. I will in fact heal up emergency shelter because I'm a little bit terrified, but so far the enemy doesn't really deal a lot of damage. Well, I will see how well I'm doing. Oh, actually he is dealing a lot of damage, and I was able to wreck him almost to pieces. This is amazing. Now let's use the emergency shelter because I want to make sure I do not lose any magnetics. And oh yeah, emergency shelter already saved me one magnetic that would otherwise die, which is good. And now it saved me another magnetic, very good again. And the only important thing is that at least one magnetic survives like the real way, because I don't want to lose my hero. This would cost me a lot. And good job, the enemy's ship is down and I can turn into non-repair systems to repair the damage on my survivors. Very good job. Emergency shelter has proved invaluable for this fight. Look at this amazing particle effects. I love emergency shelters. They look so incredible. Wow, I wish I had started using them sooner because it's just... I so love this game's battle engine. I wish it would be perfected, but I still love it. And come on, they attack me again. Those persistent bastards. Incredible. Well, first of all, oh, I cannot even level up my hero. That's a bummer. How many fleets do they have? Well, that's the last fleet they have over here. But they might keep sending those fleets until my fleet actually perishes, which would be bad. So what I'm going to do before engaging it, I will clear this pirate threat. Actually, they already attacked me, but this will not be a problem. It's a besieger. It does have missiles though, which is a problem because it means they are likely to take out some of my magnetic ships, which is not good. I need those magnetics to stop the Sheridan from overwhelming my forces. But look at the amount of ships I have. Wow, this looks beautiful, if I may say so myself. Let's start with the standard combo. Barrier is very useful on, you know, how are they called? On... how are they called? Gas cannons, there we go. Because, you know, you need this extra HP that you otherwise wouldn't have. And I'm trying to find a good camera angle, and this one ain't so bad. That's an asteroid we are just passing. I almost hit it with my camera. Alright. I pressed control, by the way, to make sure that my camera sticks to my ships, and ow! That hurt a lot. Wow, so many explosions, but my ship fleet is mostly intact. Yeah, most of those ships are still alive. They did take a hell of a beating though, so it's not so good, but hell, well, it's... I said hell when I wanted to say hey. Hey. Well, not hey, but well. Wow, what is wrong with my tank? Tank, get on your position and start doing your job correctly, please. So anyway, I did take a beating, but it was not too bad, if I may say so myself. Now I can make my fleet return to Matrix. I'll deal with Sheridan in a moment, because I'm kind of frightened, to be honest. Now, unfortunately, Godpost is attacked already, and it will only take 3 turns for it to be captured. Let's test the thermal ship. It will fall, there is no denying. The enemy has besiegers which have loads of both kinetic and missiles, so they will probably tear my ship apart. But I want to see how long I can last for with this set of defenses. I think I can last for I can survive a pretty good amount of hits. I will fall down, there is no denying, but I want to know how much of a punishment I can take with this ship. I am really quite curious. And because of this, I think I will use my manual camera again. Last time I managed to position it quite well, and since there is only a single ship over here, I believe I will be able to do it again, more or less. Wow, the enemy cannot really hit me, and even when they do, they barely do anything. Alright, that's a decent-ish camera angle. I don't really like it all that much, but it's good enough. It also looks kind of weird because my camera is moving at the exact same speed and angle as my ship, and wow! I took a lot of damage. Have you seen how many missiles it took for me to actually go down? There was a little bit of a delay before my ship actually was destroyed, so I could see it. It survived so many rockets hit. If I had two thermals, they would survive the first barrage with ease. I mean, one would probably fall down, but the other would easily survive. And then actually, in medium range, I think it would survive as well, just because of how much damage I can sink up when missiles are less effective. So thermals are really good tank design, if I may say so myself. I like them a lot. Now then, let's start clearing this area of pirates. Move carefully, one system after another. I do not see any pirates over here just yet, so I'm going to move both of the fleets at the same exact speed. As you remember, yeah, I do not have any engine upgrade on my new colonization ships, but that's in fact good because I want them to stay behind my main fleet anyway, so it's just logical that I stick to it. Now, mass ship, I'm going to retrofit it by deleting pretty much everything there is on the ship, or just straight up everything. I cannot actually make a ship with nothing installed on it, so I guess I might as well install the engines, and this will be good enough. So you, my dear Gruba, you make me 2 mass ships. This should be no problem. They cost only 13 industry. That's pretty much nothing. And then continue stocking up on this industry because I need it a lot. And look at the amount of dust we have now. Holy Toledo. That's pretty awesome and beastly, if I may say so. Now, unfortunately, we no longer have access to titanium on guard posts because Matrix is under siege, and even if it wasn't, then the guard post is under siege, and this allows us to purchase any ships that use titanium on guard posts. However, Run does have access to the titanium as soon as we clear the enemies near Matrix. So what I'm going to do is probably, after clearing Matrix, buy out a lot of thermal ships on the system. I do not have the money. They are quite costly ships, aren't they? Oh well, I guess I will not do anything then. Let us engage in this battle though, because actually it has already been engaged, if I may use this sentence in such a way, but whatever, I think it sounded right. So, Dreadnought 3.0, still kinetics and beams at a great quantity. They're kinda scary, especially since I would notice that the enemy is using the dark blue beams, which means they are very powerful and quite dangerous. And they might destroy all my magnetics. In fact, I'll easily be able to take out the enemy fleet, no doubt about that. But what I'm most concerned is making sure that the enemy fleet also falls down while having at least one of my magnetics stay alive. Because if they all go down, then as you remember, my hero will get injured as well. Now, obviously, we're going to start by emergency sheltering because look at the amount of magnetics that are near death. 4 magnetics will die after the first salvo of the enemy ships, there's no doubt about that, except I will be able to use my emergency shelter, which will allow me to survive. I just hope I will have time to fire my missiles, and I did. All my missiles are fired and my magnetics will be saved. I also countered the enemy weapon disruption. Now, countering with emergency shelter doesn't give you any bonuses, but it did disallow the enemy from decreasing the amount of damage I would deal with my missiles, which is good. Also, the enemy cannot aim at all, because they cannot even hit my magnetic ships, which is kinda hilarious. They're hitting everything but my magnetics, and wow, this went really well. I wish I had actually realized how well it is going to go, because otherwise I would just switch into, you know, repair modules for this turn, so that I would repair some of this damage, but oh well, it's not really a big problem. I mean, all my ships do have like 25 HP, which is not a lot, but I will take it. Yeah, I will. Anyway, that we do not really need this completed constructions thingy when we play as a faction with automatons affinity, because we only buy things when we see that the system is nearing being almost maxed out. Sadly, Tortuga can't really buy out anything that is even remotely interesting to us. I mean, what could I buy? But as guild boss, I would make no use of that, in fact. I'm not even making any use of Extreme Options Exchange either, because Yeah, unfortunately, all of the traders are going into rendezvous. No, they are not going to Matrix, which is good. So I guess what I could in fact do is scrap Extreme Options Exchange to save a little bit of dust. But other than that, this system cannot really do anything, so converting industry to dust is important. Actually, is it really now? I mean, if we resign from converting industry to dust on all my systems, I still have such a big stockpile of dust that I could survive for ages, even when losing this dust. And I'm pretty sure that I'll continuously be attacked by Sheridan too, so I will be able to continuously make back this dust, which is going to be incredible. So anyway, what I'm also going to do soon is move my hero to Matrix to boost Matrix production, because hey, it's Matrix, it is my home system after all, and I need it to be amazing. Actually, it has no industry stockpile, it has not even possible. I don't know, but I will be able to get both Iron Graphing and Hair Guards, and remove the Hair Guards negative effect on my Jungle Plant, which is good. I'm also almost maxed out, but it will take another 5 turns before I really am. And then I guess I'll continue expanding into other planets in Matrix. After I move a hero here, this will not be a prolonged test of disapproval, because he's got this mini self-propaganda thingy, which is very useful. That's Solus, can you do anything useful? Well, infinite supermarkets will be useful, indeed. I keep using the word useful, I'm sorry. But I will need them after I move the hero, because right now, he's the one who's providing me with all the happiness, and soon, this will no longer be the case. Anyway, I don't think the system really needs anything other than that. I do not want to make more ships, because look at the amount of dust I'm spending on maintaining those fleets. That's a lot of dust. Improvements also soak up a big portion and chunk of my money, budget, whatever, but that's something I can bear and something I need anyway. Speaking of improvements, I need to patch some improvements on this system anyway. I cannot remove Pole Soil, but I can discover this moon, which could have something wonderful on it, hopefully. So far all of my moons are empty, which is very annoying because it rarely ever happens. Well, now it did. Anyway, the speed construction of interplanetary transport network will also be very useful, and it's not all that expensive. Magnetic field generators are also still very useful because they have not yet been nerfed. And Xenotors agencies, they will be useful, but for now they are not really. Actually, they would pay for themselves already, and soon they will be in fact useful, so I'll go for them. Same goes for public-private partnerships, because I do need the science, and also infinite supermarkets. Let's just boost speed production on all of those things, and make Rendezvous stand on its feet. Keep in mind, it used to be a home system, and I don't know why, but I like to keep home systems, you know, useful, even if they do not really deserve to be. Also, soon I will need to take back Ruins, because it was one of my better systems, but I'll wait until I have reinforcements ready, and then I'll send those reinforcements to take back Ruins. Not my main hero, I want him to protect Matrix in the event of attack. I need his emergency shelter ability, otherwise things could go dire. But I'll think about this in fact later, because I'm having second thoughts right now. Anyway, let's finish the 10, and in fact let me finish drinking the juice. It's still the same juice I drank last time, not my favorite kind, but I do need to finish drinking it, right? Also apparently it's good for immune system, which, you know, my immune system, I have nothing against it, I think it's doing its job right. And hey, my first ever temple! Look at this bias galaxy generation. I ran to the galaxy with not a single temple, while the enemy, look at that, architectural glory from the get-go. Minus 20% industry cost of improvements on star system. Wow, that's pretty beastly. Shame I already spread the construction on all of them anyway. And those magnetics, they are going to die. And they are not even going to be able to destroy those pirates, because they are 4 ships and I will only fire at 3 of them at once, which is a problem, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, let me drink this juice because I didn't do so yet. Oh yeah, it's good. It really is. Anyway, I need to start with emergency shelter, because even this destroyer alone could destroy easily loads of my magnetics, so I need to spend this dust. Hopefully he will not escape and just die, providing me with dust, which would be wonderfully amazing, but oh, actually he did not escape, that's stupid of him, and perfectly fine by me. And oh, Sheridan really want to regain control over Matrix, but hey guys, I'm not going to let you, and since it is a Dreadnought B3, unlike just Dreadnought Freeze, it's a B3. And you know what that means? It means another battle. Man, this episode is so action-packed. We may not be making a lot of progress because it's only like, what, a second or third time this video? But hey, I'm fine with that. I like explosions and I bet you that you like them as well. Besides, I don't know about you, but I like it most when people on the internet, have to face a harrowing experience. I mean, when they are pushed so close to the wall, against the wall, they are almost dead, and they are fighting for survival, desperately struggling to stay in the game. And that's exactly what I'm doing right here, isn't it? I mean, I went through hell and survived. And oh, hi there, I have emergency shoulder. And yeah, anyway, that's exactly what we are seeing right now. I'm basically doing everything I can to stay alive in this game, even though the odds were horribly not in my favor. And I was actually able to repair a little bit of damage. Not a lot though. Almost nothing. In fact, it doesn't look like I repaired anything, does it? It doesn't really. What's wrong? That's very strange. Let's have a quick look at the card. Plus 20% HP repair. Well, I guess 20% HP out of like 100 HP or something, I don't know how much HP I have, is not really a lot, so that would explain it. Actually, over here it says we did not even make it in the medium phase, so I guess this card could not, maybe it did not kick in because the enemy ship got destroyed before medium range. If that's the case, then this has been changed in the past, because it used to be different. I don't know, I'm not gonna lie, I just do not know. Anyway, Defense System Specialist, well, this hero is very situational, as I said, but let's not make him too situational. I need some stats, and Defense System Specialist as well as Lethal Mortar are very useful things to have, especially since Lethal Mortar gives me access to Gravity Well, which is one of my more favorite battle actions. I mean, it's basically, if you manage to use it effectively and maybe even counter the enemy's card, then it's just so incredibly powerful. It rips the enemy to pieces, especially when used after power convergence. This would be beastly. Some people on the forums long time ago wondered what happens if you actually stack power convergence on top of a power convergence. I mean, the likelihood of this happening is almost non-existent, but it is possible that this could happen, so I wonder what would happen then. Would it just kinda, let me show you the power convergence battle card description. I mean, it would, actually I cannot show it yet because I don't have access to it yet. Anyway, it boosts the effectiveness of the next battle card by 200% or something. But what if the next battle card was also power convergence? Would it stack? I assume it would. How awesome would that be if I would have double power convergence and then use a Gravity Well, which would also counter the enemy? This would be sick. Anyway, Lahat is empty, that's good. Let's keep sending my fleets in the general direction of Zane. When I'm close by, I'll start moving them individually. I'm sorry, to make sure that Luminous are always the last to arrive near Outer System, and that this fleet is the first one. Anyway, I do have those two scouts. Hey, get back here, you cowards. You have a brave and wonderful mission to do. You're just going to sit near some systems and do absolutely nothing whatsoever. I think you're fit for the task, soldiers. So alright, one is going to station over here, the other is going to station over Lahat. Now those two fleets, I can imagine together now I can now 7 plus 8 does not equal 11 at all. Those ships are very well leveled up though, and together with this hero they are incredibly useful because I can just keep them alive. So what I'm going to do, I will not be able to take down those pirates. I mean, I will be able to take down those pirates with this fleet, no problems. But if I send my hero as well, then all of my ships would survive. However, if I send him while leaving a fleet with no hero over Matrix, then I could run into some problems. Alright, well, what I'm going to do is retrofit the hero's fleet with the most damaged ships. Right, so I have loads of almost dead ships, but not quite. Those 4 ships will stay near Matrix and defend it. They are pretty bad, they're going to do a pretty horrible job if a Dreadnought tries to come by and take it back, which I think actually it will. I'm pretty sure it will. How long would it take for my hero to go to ruins and back? A pretty long time, considering I have only one movement point saved up, so I'm not going to move yet, I'll move at a later date. And also in the meantime, I could also make more ships on dust cellars, but I'm still losing a lot of dust. Then again, Tortuga doesn't have anything to do, so I'm gonna go for industry to dust conversion on it. And I'm still losing a lot of dust. Right. I need to balance this out carefully. Actually, this video cast is quite long, but no, I'm not going to end it just yet. Matrix, my dear friend. I do need more alien graphing on you, and I also need to discover this moon, because I would like to, quite simply. Also, I will go for... can I get this into 110? No, I cannot. In fact, I cannot even get moon survey in a single 10. Alright, you know what? I'm going to reassign my hero already. And now my approval is unhappy, so at least I have somewhat the capability of making industry, because in the past it was like non-existent. Now I'm making 222 instead of, I don't know what it used to be. But this allows me to go for endothermic structures and for moon survey as well. How much does it cost? This costs this much, this much. Alright, I can also colonize this tiny lava as well. And this way I will make sure that I do not stagnate on the system, because in a 10 I would. Alright, that's what I'm going to do on Matrix Dust Silos. You make me some ships, because you have maxed out on on production, so I can use you for that. Guard post, my dear say you're about to be captured, and there's nothing I can do to stop that from happening. I can only boost the amount of dust you make me by a little amount. Grillbar, there's nothing you can do, so let's go for more dust. Observer, there's a lot of things you can do, my dear sir, so how about you give me some more science? Do you have... yes, you have enough industry stack to actually make this happen. That's very nice. You don't really need anything else. I guess I will go for public private partnerships. It's not really going to be very cost efficient, but I could use any amount of science I can get. Because I am... how good am I in terms of science? On the 4th place? It's not too bad, but I need to be higher up the deck tree, if I want to survive. If the enemy just fires red rockets at me, then I know I'm dead. So anyway, let's just get the magnetic field generators on Observer. And Rendezvous, there isn't really much you can do, dear sir, with the approval you have right now. I cannot also make a lot of ships. I mean, I could make thermal, but buying out is not really a thing right now. And I think I'm going to lose the control of the Rendezvous. Sadly, I will be able to get some extra stealth construction. Yeah, I'll get this in a single 10. So that's good, I'll survive a little bit longer. Not a whole lot longer, but at least a little bit longer before the pirates take the system over. And I guess I will need to send a fleet to take it back. I'm still losing a lot of money now, which is a problem. But I guess after I use the industrial dust silos, I will be in fact able to, you know, use the dust silos as a dust creation system. For now though, I need alien graphic first, because this system has endless, limitless possibilities in terms of population. I barely even colonized, like, I didn't even colonize like half of it, I believe, so it's pretty incredible. And then I can make a bunch of systems, and obviously I'm going to go for thermals. Can I make three of them? I'm not sure, but I think I can. 3 will be good enough. I'm pretty sure they will be able to withstand the firepower of the pirates, and even if not, then this will be good enough. In fact, I'm also going to make one on Tortuga. Can I fit 3 thermals in a single fleet? 3 times 2, yeah, I will easily be able to do. I mean 4 times 2, I still will be easily able to do so. Right, so that's done. You just said, just, yeah, you wait. I don't want him to guard the system, I don't know why, but I don't. Everything is in order, and 1066 I can end. Whew. And I think it's good enough. This video cast is fairly long and it takes forever for me to, you know, encode it, so I like it when they are short, just because it saves me a lot of time. So anyway, another temple discovered, plus it's on Matrix as well. That's pretty awesome, except I already have a hero with Minister of Propaganda on Matrix, so it doesn't really matter all that much. So anyway, I think we're going to call it a day right here. It was PANCZASU, the mighty mix spammer. If you somehow managed to enjoy my videocast, which I really hope was the case, then please do like it, maybe even subscribe to my channel if you wish to see more. Also, please leave a comment because I do love reading them and they help me out a great deal. Thank you for watching and I'll see you online.